Throughout the history of boxing, we've witnessed some of the most spectacular and jaw-dropping knockouts. It's the sheer brutality of a knockout that leaves fans in awe and cements a fighter's place in history. A knockout doesn't just end a fight, it often defines careers, changes the course of boxing history, and creates iconic moments that are replayed for decades. 1. Muhammad Ali vs. Sonny Liston 1965. Context. The rematch between Muhammad Ali, then Cassius Clay, and Sonny Liston was highly anticipated, especially after Ali's upset victory in their first bout. Liston was a heavy favorite and had been the reigning champion with one of the most fearsome reputations in boxing. The knockout. In the first round, Ali landed a controversial right-hand punch, often referred to as a phantom punch, that sent Liston to the canvas. Some spectators believed Liston took a dive, but the punch still remains one of the most debated moments in boxing history. Significance. Ali's victory in this fight solidified his legend, both in the ring and in the public's eye. He was now seen as not just a great boxer but also a provocative and charismatic figure. The moment also marked the beginning of Ali's reign as the greatest boxer in history. 2. Mike Tyson vs. Michael Spinx 1988. Context. This fight was supposed to be a showcase for Mike Tyson's dominance over the heavyweight division. Michael Spinx, an Olympic gold medalist and former light heavyweight champion, was seen as Tyson's toughest challenge at the time. The knockout. Tyson delivered a ferocious and blistering attack. In just 91 seconds of the first round, Tyson knocked Spinx down with a quick combination, followed by a final blow that sent Spinx to the canvas for the count. The speed and brutality with which Tyson dispatched Spinx shocked the boxing world. Significance. Tyson's victory cemented his place as the most feared heavyweight boxer in the world, and his knockout streak was becoming legendary. It also made Tyson the undisputed heavyweight champion at a very young age. 3. George Foreman vs. Joe Frazier 1973. Context. The match between George Foreman and Joe Frazier was seen as a clash between two of the most powerful heavyweights. Foreman was coming off an explosive performance where he demolished other top contenders, while Frazier was the reigning world champion. The knockout. Foreman overwhelmed Frazier with his raw power, landing brutal blows throughout the fight. In the second round, Foreman unleashed a combination that knocked Frazier to the canvas 3 times, culminating in a TKO. The fight was stopped in the second round, and Frazier never fully recovered. Significance. Foreman's domination over Frazier showed his immense strength and destructive power. This fight paved the way for Foreman's legendary showdown with Muhammad Ali in the Rumble in the Jungle, later in 1974. 4. Randy Turpin vs. Sugar Ray Robinson 1951. Context. Sugar Ray Robinson, widely regarded as one of the greatest boxers of all time, was fighting Randy Turpin in a title defense in 1951. Robinson was on a long unbeaten streak and considered the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. The knockout. In a shocking upset, Turpin knocked Robinson out in the second round. It was a clean shot to Robinson's chin, leaving him unconscious for a few moments. Robinson's loss to Turpin was one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. Significance. This loss was a pivotal moment in Robinson's career, but it also showed that even the best can be caught off guard. It was a defining moment in the sport, as it highlighted how a single punch can change everything in boxing. 5. Manny Pacquiao vs. Ricky Haden 2009. Context. Manny Pacquiao, a rising star in the sport, was facing Ricky Haden, the former light welterweight champion. Haden was known for his aggressive style and had a reputation for knocking out opponents with devastating power. The knockout. Pacquiao delivered one of the most memorable knockouts in modern boxing history. In the second round, Pacquiao landed a devastating left hook that sent Haden crashing to the canvas, unconscious. The knockout was so brutal that Haden had to be carried out of the ring on a stretcher. Significance. This knockout catapulted Pacquiao to superstardom and further solidified his place as one of the greatest boxers of the 21st century. The speed and precision of the punch highlighted Pacquiao's skill, and it made a lasting impression on fans worldwide. 6. Juan Manuel Marquez vs. Manny Pacquiao 2012. Context. Juan Manuel Marquez had fought Manny Pacquiao 3 times before, with each fight being incredibly close and controversial. Fans were eagerly awaiting the fourth installment of this rivalry, as it was seen as the defining battle to settle who was the superior fighter. The knockout. In the sixth round, Marquez landed a perfect right counter that connected flush with Pacquiao's chin. Pacquiao immediately dropped to the canvas, unconscious. The knockout was dramatic and shocking, given that Pacquiao had been winning the fight up until that point. Significance. This knockout gave Marquez the ultimate victory in one of boxing's greatest rivalries. It also changed the course of both fighters' careers, with Pacquiao losing his reputation as an invincible champion and Marquez achieving redemption after 3 contentious draws with Pacquiao. 7. Deontay Wilder vs. Vernon Stver, 2015. Context. Deontay Wilder, known for his knockout power, was facing Vernon Stver for the WBC Heavyweight Championship. Wilder entered the fight as the underdog but was determined to prove himself as the most dangerous heavyweight. The knockout. Wilder dominated Stver, landing several powerful blows throughout the fight. In the 9th round, Wilder knocked Stver down with a right hand, eventually forcing the referee to stop the fight and award him the TKO victory. Significance. This knockout not only earned Wilder the WBC heavyweight title but also marked the beginning of his reign as a dominant force in the heavyweight division, known for his knockout power. 8. Sugar Ray Leonard vs. Thomas Hearns, 1981. Context. This was the highly anticipated rematch between Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas Hearns, 2 of the most skilled fighters of the 1980s. Their first bout had ended in a thrilling decision for Leonard, but this was seen as a must-win for both fighters. The knockout. Leonard was trailing on the scorecards going into the 14th round. In a dramatic turn of events, Leonard unleashed a series of punches that forced Hearns to stagger and eventually collapse, allowing Leonard to score the knockout. Significance. This fight is considered one of the greatest comebacks in boxing history, and it earned Leonard his 2nd world title in a historic showdown. It proved Leonard's heart and skill, cementing his place among the all-time greats. 9. Terry Norris vs. Meldrick Taylor, 1991. Context. Terry Norris, known for his explosive power and quick hands, faced Meldrick Taylor, a skilled and fast boxer with an undefeated record at the time. The knockout. Norris caught Taylor with a series of powerful combinations in the 2nd round that left Taylor unconscious on the canvas. The knockout was so devastating that Taylor had to be helped out of the ring. Significance. Norris's performance solidified his reputation as one of the hardest hitters in the junior middleweight division and marked the start of a career filled with big wins. 10. Roberto Duran vs. Esteban de Jesus, 1972. Context. Roberto Duran was already a rising star in boxing, and his fight against Esteban de Jesus for the lightweight title was a pivotal moment in his career. The knockout. Duran's first-round knockout of de Jesus was quick and violent, showing Duran's power and boxing intelligence. He landed a series of punches that stunned de Jesus and ended the fight within minutes. Significance. This victory cemented Duran's place as one of the top fighters in the lightweight division and set the stage for his legendary career, including his famous, no mas, fight with Sugar Ray Leonard. Each of these knockouts is legendary not only for the dramatic finish but for the stories behind them, whether it was an unexpected upset, a dominant performance, or the culmination of years of hard work and rivalry. They stand as milestones in boxing history and continue to be discussed by fans and analysts alike. Boxing's history is filled with unforgettable moments, but few are as unforgettable as the knockouts that have shaped the sport. These moments are burned into the memories of boxing fans across the globe. The reason these knockouts endure isn't just because of the dramatic finishes but because they symbolize the peak of athleticism, power, and mental toughness. Whether it's the ferocity of Mike Tyson, the accuracy of Sugar Ray Leonard, or the unpredictability of Juan Manuel Marquez, each of these moments left a lasting imprint on the sport. One of the most captivating aspects of these knockouts is the context in which they occurred. For instance, Mike Tyson's destruction of Michael Spinx in 1988 wasn't just a knockout, it was a statement. Tyson entered the ring with an air of invincibility, and when he dispatched Spinx in just 91 seconds, it was as if he had announced his dominance over the entire heavyweight division. It marked the apex of his reign as one of the most feared fighters in history. Similarly, Manny Pacquiao's second-round demolition of Haden in 2009 shocked the boxing world, not just because of the brutal nature of the knockout but because it solidified Pacquiao's status as a global superstar. It was a knockout that transcended the sport, making Pacquiao an international icon and showing the world that he was more than just a boxer, he was a phenomenon. But some of the most memorable knockouts aren't just about raw power. Sugar Ray Leonard's comeback knockout against Thomas Hearns in 1981 was a masterclass in heart and skill, as Leonard, trailing on the scorecards, turned the tide with a brutal combination in the 14th round. It's a reminder that boxing is as much about willpower and strategy as it is about punching power. The knockouts we've discussed go beyond the ring, they're part of boxing history. They've shaped the careers of legends, altered the course of divisions, and given fans moments that will never be forgotten. Boxing may be a sport defined by its brutal nature, but these knockouts remind us of the incredible skill, precision, and drama that make the sport so captivating. As we look forward to the next generation of fighters, one thing is clear: boxing will continue to deliver moments of pure excitement and, inevitably, more unforgettable knockouts that keep the legend of this beautiful sport alive.